Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. And today I will be reading Todoroki Extruder by BNHA Imagines All Around on Tumblr. So let's get into it. It took Todoroki a while to agree to be your sparring partner because he preferred to be by himself for the most part. When it came to training, he didn't want to hurt anyone. That was the biggest fear. He was too scared to hurt you. So he just wanted to train by himself, so he could avoid all of that. And after quite some time bugging him about it, Todoroki finally, although somewhat reluctantly, agreed to spar with you. It was not like you were unpowerful, because your quirk was also a powerful one as him. So, there was not much to worry about. At least that's how you saw it. And you encouraged Todoroki not to hold back. You wanted this to be fair and square. You didn't want to win just because he was holding back on you. It wouldn't feel like a real win then. Look, Todoroki, I've got a strong quirk too, and I know how to use it. You don't have to play it safe. Give me all you've got, okay? I want to win this. I want to feel like I did it with my hard work. You stated, prepping for your sparring match with him. Moyan, I don't think that's a good idea. He then spoke, voice hesitant and a little bit sad. But then again, everything about Todoroki seemed to just make you a little bit sad. He was lonely and always too worried about others, never paying any attention to himself. It hurt you that he was like this, because you wanted him to give some love to himself as well. So you continued to insist that he needed to challenge you, so that you could improve as well, and that would give him a good chance to improve too. The sparring match would end up in a lot of stalemates, because both you and Todoroki were extremely good fighters, being able to anticipate each other's moves and block one another's attacks. Todoroki would be extremely impressed, because as of presently, the only other students who actually provided him with legitimately challenging fights had been Midori and Katsuki, so this happened to be a pleasant surprise to him. And as time went on, the two of you would fight harder and harder, trying to be more extreme, trying out more attacks and different combinations in an attempt to catch the other unaware and in the match. That was your end goal. And whoever did that first would happen to be the winner, of course. And the sudden use of the fire half Todoroki's quirk would end up catching you by surprise. And in a sudden moment of hesitation, the flames from his attack would engulf the entirety of your right arm, setting your sleeve on fire. And you let out a scream, more of surprise and pain, at the sight of your arm being on fire. You scrambled away, trying to find something to put out the fire with, but there would be nothing on hand to put the fire out with, and you would end up frantically tearing off your sleeve and throwing it down on the ground and stomping out the flames. Panicked, and in that moment of panic, you would not have felt the burns that you had sustained to your right arm and left palm from tearing off the burning fabric. Moyan, I'm so sorry. I didn't. You would hear Todoroki's voice, filled with terror to the brim, as he approached you, looking down at your reddened arm in horror. And as your adrenaline level would decrease, the pain would start to set in, and you would let out a small hiss of pain. Todoroki would stay silent as he escorted you to a recovery girl, and you would stay silent as he proceeded to explain what exactly had happened the entire time to her. And oh man, Todoroki would feel so bad and so upset and so damn guilty about burning you because he didn't want to do this, especially because he was still getting comfortable with using his left side. He genuinely thought he would have been able to handle it, but he had not accounted for the damage it would have caused if that were not the case, which was the case right now. Todoroki felt super guilty, and he probably would not be able to look at you in the face for a while once the recovery girl had finished healing you up. In the end, though, he was still a complete gentleman with you and escorted you back to your dorm. And before he turned to leave, he would apologize to you profoundly once again. But you, however, would ask him to wait for a moment, which he would, if only out of politeness and not wanting to disappoint you anymore. Todoroki, it's okay. Stop apologizing for burning me, because it's not your fault, you explained. And Todoroki would immediately start to argue, blaming himself, but you would just cut him off as you continued. Look, it truly isn't your fault. I asked you personally not to hold back, and it's my fault for not being prepared and for being caught off guard. Honestly, I'm not upset with you. Plus, I'm totally fine. Recovery girl healed me and haven't even got a scar from it. If anything, I should be thanking you for helping me train. And I hope you'll still be willing to spar with me in the future because you trail off, a resting of pink creeping up on your cheeks. Because you're a great fighter and a great partner. I do like to keep training with you. He'd watch your face carefully as he spoke, and after a few minutes of thinking over things, he would nod his head and give you a small smile. I like that too, Alan. You're a great partner too. So if you actually have forgiven me for this, then yes, I would gladly continue sparring with you. You would have to remind him several times that you had, in fact, forgiven him for burning you, and reassure him that you were alright before he came comfortable again, enough to use his left side in sparring again. Eventually, Todoroki would manage to forgive himself for hurting you and let it go, although he'd probably never forget it, and would try to learn from it to become better for you. Thank you guys for listening. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. I hope you enjoyed listening to this as much as I did making it. Anyway, goodbye.